Hey there! This time I'm going to show you how to use the blend tool. Ready? So here we have this pattern. Okay, what we are going to do now is insert another shape, a circle. And when we insert it, we duplicate it. That's it. Then select both circles and go to Object, Blend, and Make. Then again, Object, Blend, and Blend Options. In the spacing pop-up list, we can see different options, right? Let's select the specified steps. Make sure that Preview is activated to notice the changes. So here we can adjust the number of elements. I'll set it to 5. With the specified distance, we establish the space between the elements. Okay? So, okay. So we generated a path. See? Now, select the Anchor Points tool to modify the path and create a curved line. Okay, see what happens here, that the shapes are also positioned along the path. So I can modify this curve and the circles move automatically along the path. Okay? What happens when using different shapes? Let's insert a circle and a square. Select and blend them. See, it gradually turns the circle into a square and the square into a circle. We can also modify the length. Click again on Blend Options and select Specified Steps. Check the Preview box and establish a specific number of steps. Cool. Let's select a shape with fill now. Okay. And now we're going to duplicate this shape, but we are going to use another color. That's it. Now select both circles and blend them. What happened? It's being blended using both colors. So, yellow and blue. Go now to Blend Options and select the specified step. It's used 240 steps from one color to another in order to create this kind of effect. It's like a gradient, right? So steps are such subtle that shapes cannot be appreciated. If I set it to 8, the circles can be clearly appreciated. Okay, what else about the blend tool? By double-clicking, we can modify the size of the starting and ending shapes. But never of those in the middle. In case we want to modify those in the middle, you can go to the Object menu, click on Expand, and check Object Box. After that, we can alter them. The problem here is that we cannot work with blend options anymore because shapes are no longer blended. Okay? So the steps are separated, so we cannot blend them. Let's do the same for the other one. Go to Object and Expand. All the circles making up the blend are now shown. See? I can select each of them. There's more stuff that can be done with the blend tool. Let's insert 2 circles and align with this inclination. Now select the 2 circles and go to Object, Blend and Make Blend. Well, instead of manually placing the pattern at the same angle as the inclined line, it's possible to automate the process. To do so, make sure you place the element you want to copy over the pattern. Like that, okay? Then select both elements and go to Object, Blend, and Replace Spine. And now my pattern is at the same angle that the line. Okay, my pattern follows the line we did. Okay, let's undo it. Select the pen tool and draw another curve. Great. Now place the curve over the pattern. Then go to Object, Blend, Replace Spine. And there it goes. Well, I think I'm going to change the color. That's it. Okay, go again to Object, Blend, and Reverse Spine. See? It changed the color order. The green here and the blue there. Okay, it changed. Let's see now what happens when there are less steps, when we reduce the number of steps. Let's have a look. Go to Blend Options and set the specified steps to 10, okay? Specify the step and then write it here 10. Well, better to 15. Great. Now, green is overlapping in blue. Can you see it? We can change it by going to Options, Blend, and click on Reverse Front to Back. Now the blue is before the green and overlaps it. Let's go back to our design. Why is the blend tool useful in this case if it's similar to the pen tool? Okay, have a look at the following example. I'm going to use the pen tool to draw the beard. So, okay, I want this line, this line I'm drawing now, to be repeated all over the beard's area. So go to Object, Blend, and Make. Then go to Object, Blend, and Blend Options to set the number of steps. Okay, now duplicate this blended element and use the copy in the other side. So we could say that Santa's beard would be almost ready. Okay. Anyway, it's just an example and I explain it carefully later, so don't worry. I just want you to understand why I'm focusing on these tools and not others. Okay, now we're going to play around with the ellipse tool, which is quite simple. Imagine we've inserted here equal and parallel lines for this part of the hat, okay? But we want them to fit the hat's shape, right? So I'm going to group them because they are supposed to have the same size. Use a rectangle to cover this part of the hat. And now the rectangle is over the lines, and what I'm going to do is copy it. Select the 2 elements. Remember that lines are grouped. So select both elements, then go to Object, Clipping Mask, and click Make. Or Command 7. This tool clipped the lines using the rectangle area. The clipping mask keeps the shape of the element to be inserted, but it could be any other shape. Double-click on the lines to modify the elements. For example, we're going to add an anchor point and modify it with the Selection tool. Okay, so we can move it to the left, to the right, and so on. We are working inside the clip group. It's indicated at the top. I'll go back one level, and now the lines are outside the group. Okay. At this point, I'm going to paste here the rectangle I copied a few seconds ago. Remember it? So press Command F and the rectangle appears over the lines. It's the same rectangle that before. When using the clipping mask, the shape loses its properties, border and fill. To remove a clipping mask, select it and go to Object, Clipping Mask, and Release. Now I have the lines, I have the rectangle without the clipping mask. Well, I'll move it here so that you can see it clearly. Another useful tool is the Shape tool. For example, I can try to draw a triangle. And it converts my drawing into a real triangle. And the same with a circle. The tool interprets simple commands and translates them into actions. For example, if I make this, the tool interprets I want to remove this area. And if I cross out all the lines, it removes all of them. And the same here. And now, what I have here is a single object. However, when dragging it, some of the recently removed lines are still visible. If I click on a line, we can see the object is still there. It didn't disappear, but it's no longer visible outside the rectangle. Okay? I think the clipping mask is easier to use. However, the Shape tool is great for complex shapes. Okay, to remove the element's properties, just click on Expand in the menu at the top. And now I have independent shapes, but they are grouped, which is great. See, here are independent, and here grouped. So, guys, these are the main tools we'll be using throughout the course. Well, better when designing our postal cards, since the course is quite advanced at this point. In case we come up with any other tool, I'll explain it to you, although these are the main ones.